In this video, improve your English and gain experience by listening to a speech about an interesting topic.
Hi, I'm Eric. Welcome to We Do Topic Talks. Topic Talks is where I make a speech about an interesting topic. This is made for people who want to improve their English. You can listen to my example speech and then try to answer a few questions at the end of the video. Today's topic is a strange experience. Well, a strange experience is something that doesn't happen in normal life. Maybe it's something that has never happened to anybody else you know. So when it happens to you, it's a complete surprise. Then, when you tell the story to your friends, it's hard to believe because it's something so rare. But I'll try to tell you my story. You're all my friends, so let's see if you can believe it. I'll talk about something strange that happened to me when I was younger, when I was a child. I think I must have been 10 or 11 years old. I can't remember the age exactly, but it was around that time. By the way, I have many siblings, and the neighborhood I grew up in had a lot of families with a lot of kids. It was a good town with all the kids playing outside in their front yards or chasing each other through the street every day. Because we lived in this kind of family-friendly environment, all the neighbors knew each other. When someone's mother baked cookies or something like that, we would take a plate of cookies over to the neighbors and say, "Here you go. My mother made some cookies. These are for you." It was a very peaceful and pleasant place to grow up. Anyway, here's the story. My best friend's family received a lot of watermelons. I don't really remember the reason very clearly. Maybe their father's friend was a farmer who had too many watermelons. I'm not sure, but it wasn't surprising when my friend's mother made an offer to all the neighbors. She told all the families in the neighborhood that we could just come to their house, pick a watermelon, take it home, and eat it. Free watermelon for everybody. I'm the oldest brother in my family, so my mother always told me to do hard work, like gardening or lifting heavy boxes. So my mother told me to go to the neighbor's house and bring home the watermelon. When I arrived at my friend's house, his mother told me that I could choose any watermelon. Then she opened the garage door, and there were boxes and boxes of watermelons. So it was like Christmas for me, and I could choose any present. And it was a lot of fun choosing the best one, too. Some didn't look perfect. Maybe the color wasn't so bright, and some were a little smaller. Maybe the shape was unusual. Of course, I wanted to get the biggest and the most beautiful watermelon. I searched and searched until I finally found one that looked like the perfect watermelon. It was really big, bright green, the shape was perfect, and it was really heavy. I love watermelon, so when I saw this one that looked so perfect, bigger and brighter than all the others, I knew it was the right one. And like many children, I have good memories of eating watermelon in the late summer months with my friends or with my brothers and sisters. After playing outside all day, we would come in for a snack, feeling hot and tired. There would be delicious, sweet, cool, juicy watermelon for us to eat. Watermelon is the perfect treat for kids, but I think everybody loves watermelon, right? So, as I'm walking back to my house with this huge watermelon in my arms, I'm getting more and more excited. And when I arrive at home, I can't wait to eat it. So I take the watermelon into the kitchen and I set it on the countertop. I'm going to eat it right away. I can't wait. So I look in the drawer for a knife, and I take the biggest knife that I can find. I wanted to chop the watermelon in half, like a samurai. I want to cut it in half with one perfect chop. But I can feel that the watermelon is a little unsteady. It's round, so it doesn't stay perfectly still on the counter. So I put my left hand on the watermelon to hold it steady, and I raise the big kitchen knife over my head, ready to chop it in half as hard as I can. But then, when the knife was still over my head, the watermelon exploded. I don't even remember the explosion because it was so quick. But it was also so strong that I flew across the kitchen. I only remember getting ready to chop the watermelon, and then I was sitting on the ground on the other side of the kitchen with my back against the wall. The knife was still in my hand, and I wasn't hurt at all. I was just shocked. And there were watermelon bits all over the kitchen, and it smelled really bad. The kitchen was stinky, sticky, and I was stunned. Actually, I didn't even feel disappointed at all because the shock was so strong. I just didn't know what happened. And I've never heard of a watermelon exploding before. And it was so strong that I flew across the kitchen like a stuntman in a movie. I couldn't talk. I couldn't even say clearly what actually happened. So when my mom walked into the kitchen, she thought that I had a watermelon fight with somebody. But then she could smell the rotten watermelon, and I think I finally explained to her that it had exploded. So she believed me. But yeah, this is one of the strangest things that ever happened to me. I think that most of us have had at least a few strange experiences. Every day we go through life and everything is pretty normal. People just live, work, study, meet with friends, eat, and sleep, and that's all. But sometimes a strange thing happens. It might be a little difficult to explain well, but hopefully you don't get hurt and it makes a good story.
Questions 1. Fill in the blanks with the correct expressions. If you would like to try to answer these questions now, just pause the video and take a few seconds to do it. After you're done, I'll show you the answers. Are you ready? Here are the answers. Number 1. The neighborhood I grew up in had a lot of families with a lot of kids. Number 2. Like many children, I had good memories of eating watermelon in the late summer months with my friends. Number 3. I put my left hand on the watermelon to hold it steady, and I raised the big kitchen knife over my head. Number 4. Then I was sitting on the ground on the other side of the kitchen with my back against the wall. Number 5. I just didn't know what happened, and I've never heard of a watermelon exploding. Questions 2. Match the words that have the same meanings. One more time, if you would like to try to answer these questions, just pause the video now and take a few seconds to do it. After that, I'll show you the answers. Are you ready? Here are the answers. Number 1. We lived in this kind of family-friendly environment. All the neighbors were very close, knew each other, were well acquainted. Number 2. It wasn't unusual, remarkable, surprising when my friend's mother made an offer to all the neighbors. Number 3. I don't even remember the explosion because it happened in a flash, was so abrupt, was so quick.
So that was my story about a strange experience. Maybe you have some stories that are even more incredible and strange. I hope that by listening to me tell my story, it becomes a good learning experience. And maybe you have some ideas now about how to tell your own stories. To improve your English speaking ability, you need a lot of experience and you need to practice. But for now, please push the like button underneath this video and subscribe to my channel. And leave a comment below telling us what you thought of my story. Feel free to participate in the conversation. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Thank you.